Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, traders from across the globe. How about that insanity last week, huh? Markets went absolutely insane. Welcome to my 2894th edition of Short Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Welcome, traders, welcome. This video is the 2894th installment coming at you on Sunday afternoon before the markets open so you can prepare for Sunday night through Monday, April 7th, 2025. Before we go any further, let me just say happy birthday to my number one, Olivia. Love you so much, baby. Happy birthday, number one. We'll have some fun this week. All right, so video 2894. What's it about? Well, obviously, traders, it's a very risky endeavor. Never trade without stops. Put your stops in first. We know the risks, right? Let's get moving. So, traders, E-mini S&P daily bar. We had our first flag projection. Boom, it was met. We offered the secondary flag projection. Boom, it was met. And then, bam, it went bonkers to the downside. Question I've had all weekend: Oscar, where is it going? How far will this go? Have you negated your year-end call? Oscar, please help. So instead of waiting for this evening to get in front of the camera and wait for my videographers, I thought I'd better get a video out before the opening. So let me show you what's going on. Traders, let me just say this. Please do not panic. Please do not panic. I will show you now reasoning why you don't just want to bail out of everything that you own and start looking for more downside. Let me show you. Oscar, what's going to happen? I promise you I've gotten more emails, more comments, more phone calls, and I understand it greatly. You do need to know. And as you know, I trade technically. I do not care who the president is at the time, what he may or may not be doing with tariffs, whether or not, does it not, all of it gets pushed off to the side. All that static. And I only do technical points. Now, the technical points I gave us told us we would drop and where it would drop to so far. And there's a lot of worry at this moment about what's coming next. So let's see if I can help you out just a little bit. This is your E-mini S&P daily bar, and yes, that just looks horrible. But there may be some light at the end of this tunnel. Where are we going to go? Let's go here. Traders, please stay calm. Here's why. Let's go longer term view now. Let's do bird's eye view. Let's go look at the forest, not just the trees. We've been stuck in the trees the last few days. They've been horrible. Let's go look at the forest. This is what I'm going to show you now. Please stay calm. Don't just bail out yet. Let's see what happens here. These two averages, this one and this one, the green one and the blue one, are my big guns, I like to call them, my big gun averages. This one and this one. You're looking at a weekly bar chart. So every one of these bars represents a full week's worth of trading, right? One bar is a full week, full week, full week. Very meaningful chart. The big gun averages are being tested right here, one of them. Major support being tested, then additional major support waits below with another one of my big gun averages. Now, what will happen in here, traders? This area is the 47.75, it's the 49.75 to 47.75 area in June E-mini S&P. That's where your support comes in. The likelihood is that this is where we will find support. The street will come back in. Why would that be? Because as I've mentioned in many of my classes, many of my sessions, many of my OMNI camps, in my live seminars, in my live webinars, that I grew up on Wall Street, man. I got there at 18 years old, and I spent my whole life there as an adult until it closed down and we went on the internet, entrenched on the exchanges in Manhattan and in Chicago. And I will tell you that in every algorithm I've ever seen written is geometry. Geometry. That's what's written in the algorithms. That's not the only thing, but it is very important. Market geometry. What does that mean? Well, let's go back and look at this green trend line right here. This green trend line right here, where I expect the market to come down somewhere in between these two and find its legs. Why? because Wall Street's watching. Let me show you something. That trend line gets just about hit here along with the average. Let's go back. That trend line gets hit here with the average, or right near the average. That trend line goes all the way back to the COVID lows. The COVID lows. Wall Street has been using this support since COVID to find buy spots. One here, one here. The next one, you know where it's going to be? Right in here. Don't panic. Good support is expected in this area. I promise you, Wall Street uses geometry. It's not the only thing they're using, but they see this. Something will happen here. Some legs will materialize as we get into this area. Now I'm going to show you something else. Omniacs, you know me. I have never, ever, ever been accused, nor have I ever lied in one of these videos. It is not in me to stand in front of my Omniacs who trust in me that I'm going to give them vetted, checked, double-checked, triple-checked information, and it is never going to be a guesstimate. It's going to be technical analysis. You can count on me for that. You can also count that I will never show you a chart that has not existed in the past. So the next chart I'm going to show you, my Omniacs in this live trading room have seen it about 3 times since I've penned it. They know it exists. I would never make something like this up, and in fact I couldn't because the members in here would chop me up for lying. So I'm going to show you a chart that these Omniacs have seen that I thought would never, ever happen. It would never be needed, so I was never going to put it in a video, but I did show it several times to my Omniacs in the trading room. And now it absolutely needs to be shown and is needed. Let's go look at this crazy chart. I penned this chart in the last week of last year, and my Omniacs know this to be true. And that was here. I believe we're looking at this chart. Yes. No, not there. We are looking at this one right here. Okay. Sorry, kids. Right here. This is your NASDAQ monthly chart. This chart, please stay calm, stay focused, because support obviously is not far away. This chart was driven on 11/30/2024, before the year came to an end. I found a chart that made me go, oh, I better never show this to anybody unless it becomes necessary. And then, of course, I showed it to my Omniacs just a couple of times. And what I told them is, let's just keep this shelved like it never existed. And if it actually comes into play, we'll then use it. This in no way is going to negate my year-end call. That's for December. But let me show you what's going on. Monthly chart. NASDAQ. I promise you this chart's been penned for a long time. Ask my Omniacs in this room. You'll find out that this is as real as it gets, kids. I am this accurate with analysis. Watch this. I did a target. Target was driven on this date. Monthly chart. That means every one of these bars is a month long. 1 full month in each bar. And I said, traders, I'm a little bit worried. We've got a targeted area of 15,300 to 15,800 or 14,800, somewhere within 500 points of that number. 15,300. And here's where we stood when I penned that, and I promised I wouldn't bother showing it because I didn't think we'd need it. This is what's happened since. Oh my Lord. It is heading right to that target. I gave it a date by 4/7/25. Who thought that would be possible? I didn't. I never even thought I would show it. When I started showing my Omniacs the third time, I showed that to him up here when I created it. The second time I showed it to him, we got here. It was a month and a half ago. And then I started showing it to him again this month because I had no choice. This week I showed it to him. And so my Omniacs know it exists. They knew it existed when it started, but this could have created a panic back then. Now, this creates a calming effect. There is support underneath. Now, watch this. It's a targeted area. It is an Oscarism targeted area. Why would anybody think that we're going to get to that spot? Is there any reasoning? My Omni analysis gave me this. And watch what happens next on a monthly chart. Watch this. look at what happens at my target. This average comes in at my target, which has zero to do with how I came up with that target. And look at where this average held. It held here beautifully, right through the lows, and it held here, and it held back prior, and it comes in right here at my target, and I promise you this average had zero to do with my targeted area. That tells me between the S&P chart I just showed you and the NASDAQ chart I just showed you, legs are going to be found. Don't panic out. Don't lose your heads. The long-term Omni call remains valid. We'd have to go a lot lower to knock me out of that valid call. Traders, I need to get this out before the market opens, so I've got to end this here. I really hope this helps all of you to stay calm. I promise you this chart was absolutely penned months and months ago, and we did show you that on the, let's see, what was that, chart 7? On the S&P, we've absolutely got a lot of support that Wall Street's going to be looking at right here in this area. Don't just panic yet. I am using technical analysis. Has nothing to do with the political environment. I am reading the charts. I shut out that other stuff. So please make sure that you don't panic yourselves out of a situation that you may regret. Let's see what happens if we hit these support levels. If we breach them, that creates another set of analysis. We'll discuss it then. For now, stay calm, stay focused. Support is not far away. I hope this helps. Put your stops in. And remember, stops are in. Emotions are out. Traders, I really hope this helps. Stay calm. Come to my live trading room. I promise you, everyone knows this. When the crap hits the fan, there's no better place to be than here with me, staying calm, using analysis, and working the Omni trades. Join me at livewithoscar.com. It costs you $0 to get into that trading room. No credit cards are even required. I will see you there. Make sure you show up. Stay calm. Keep your stops in. I will see you all at livewithoscar.com.